Alright, what's going on, guys? So there was a recent thing in the news. There's this comedy festival in Saudi Arabia, and I wanted to talk about it because I wanted to say a few things. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I've seen more people say stuff about this, and it's inspired me to have more thoughts, and I just want to get my opinion on the matter, I guess. If you're not in the know, which you should be, this is a pretty old story by now. There was some fucking comedy festival in that the Sauds hosted over in Arabia, and they invited pretty much a bunch of Western people because I guess they just don't have comedians over there in Camel Land. So I guess they had to import their talent from the U.S. I guess that goes to show how great and superior the Sauds are, as much as they like to tout. But it was controversial because it's Saudi Arabia, and they do things like, I don't even know if I could say the things that they do on YouTube without my shit getting rated like adults only or something. But they do a lot of fucked up shit over there. All right, involving children and just regular people, innocent people, and I mean, you can go look it up. All right, there's human rights violations out the ass, and it's bad. It's a shithole. It's a desert shithole. The Saudi Arabia and the people who run it, the House of Saud, are desperately trying to convince you that it's not a shithole by hosting events like this. By hosting this comedy festival, they bought golf. They bought like some golf tour or something. I don't know. I'm not into golf, but I heard they did that. They're buying EA. Like they're buying all this stuff. Well, EA is a different thing, but they're divesting a lot of their money. But a lot of this is tourism. EA is not. That's a whole different thing. But the comedy festival, the golf, they're building amusement parks over there and shopping malls. They're buying like a bunch of shit up to try and desperately convince you that it's not a shithole. And I think they're also trying to get other people that you might believe over the people who run Saudi Arabia to tell you that it's not a shithole because they're desperate to get people to go and vacation there. Because no one wants to fucking vacation there. For good fucking reason, by the way. And I'm saying this because, like, all these comedians got paid to go over there. And you hear them come back. I think Bill Burr did this, and, like, some fucking other guy. I don't know his name. I'm not into comedians or comedy or any of this shit. But I still have my opinions on this. Even though I'm not. There was a guy, he runs a podcast with some Asian guy. I don't know. There's some comedy podcast, but he was talking about it. It was the same thing. They were talking about, oh, I went over there and it was so beautiful. It was such an amazing moment, and it was so great. And I looked around at all the amazing buildings, and it was so cool. And it's like, dude, like, who the fuck do you think you're fooling? It's fucking Saudi Arabia, dude. It's a shithole. It's a desert shithole, dude. No one wants to go to your fucking shithole in the middle of the desert that's fucking 120 degrees on average. No one wants to fucking go to a fucking place like that, dude. Who do you think you're fooling? And the thing is, I think it's funny. For them, it probably was nice because a lot of these people are rich. They're rich, famous comedians like fucking Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle and all these other people. And that I'm sure that other guy, I don't know his name, but I'm sure he has a decent amount of money. I'm sure they invited him there, so they're probably gonna give him refreshments and give them the full, red carpet treatment because they invited them there. So of course it's going to be nice to them. Saudi Arabia has always been nice if you're ultra rich. I mean, that's nothing new. Of course it's going to be nice if you have a shit ton of money and you go over there. That's anywhere you go. It's going to be nice if you have a shit ton of money. That doesn't mean anything. It's like they think that having these ultra rich assholes how great it is to vacation in Saudi Arabia and how great the country is gonna fool. Like, dude, I'm sure it is if you're rich, just like it always has been. I'm sure the fucking House of Saud over there, I'm sure they think that Saudi Arabia is a wonderful country while they're fucking banging prostitutes and doing all kinds of drugs and shit, behind closed doors while they preach the Quran and against all that shit. I'm sure they do think it's great. All the fucking poor people in that country have to live under the fucking... You know, all the fucking people in the House of Saud and all the fucking people in the government, they get to do all the fucking cool, fun shit that fucking non-religious people get to do, while the fucking poor folk of the country get stuck having to fucking obey the archaic fucking bullshit that's in their holy books. And so, yeah, for them, it's always been nice. But, it's like they think they're fooling. And I think it was. I think they literally, the people who run Saudi Arabia, when they gave this contract to these comedians, I think these comedians signed it. And they're like, and in that contract, because, obviously, in the contract, it's saying you can't joke about certain things. You know, God help you if you joke about the Quran or fucking Muhammad or some shit. You literally have your head on a pike. And I'm not even being hyperbolic when I say that. So obviously they signed this contract saying they can't joke about like Islam or they can't joke about the government of the House of Sauds, which, that government is a big joke. So I don't know, but I think that when they put it in that contract, like, hey, when you get back from your trip, you have to gloat and you have to like advertise, like be a commercial for Saudi Arabia and vacationing here because we need that tourist money because that's why they're doing it. They're trying to pivot early because they realize, like, oh shit, like this renewable energy, via solar and nuclear and all this other shit, it's kind of cutting into our profit margins. We need to divest, because our only export is fucking oil, which is it's all we've needed for all these years. But now it's getting, technology's evolving and people are moving on from that. So even though that's going to take another long time for that to happen completely, but regardless. Oh shit, what do? We can turn Saudi Arabia into a tourist state. And it's like, dude, you're a fucking Islamic Middle Eastern country, dude. No one's gonna want to fucking visit you unless they're Islamic themselves. Do you think you think any fucking woman that's in the Western world is gonna be like, let's go to Saudi Arabia where I gotta wear a fucking beekeeper suit in fucking 120 degrees Fahrenheit weather out in the hot desert sun? That sounds like a great vacation. Fuck that, man. No, they're gonna be like, you know what, if I wanted to go fucking be hot as shit and be at risk of bad things happening to me, I'd just go to Mexico. It's closer. I just thought it was funny. I thought it was kind of funny that Saudi Arabia put that in this contract. Maybe they didn't. But again, with all these people, like, because it's like they're all reading from the same script. Like, oh, it's so beautiful. It was such an amazing moment to just be there and be around all the amazing people. Like, it's literally like they're reading from a script. And it's like, it makes me think that it actually was in the contract that they have to say this shit about the country when they get back. It's like, man, come on, man. How big of a sellout could you possibly be? It's bad enough you're ignoring, the horrible shit that goes on there. And again, I don't even want to mention it because I'm afraid this video will get age restricted if I do. But it's bad enough you're ignoring that shit. But then you got to come back and try to advertise the country like all that shit isn't happening and it's just this great place to be. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, just admit that you sold out. Admit that you sold out for the bag. And you sold out for the money. It's not that hard. Most people would. Most people are pieces of fucking shit, dude. Most people are pieces of absolute garbage. Most people would sell out for enough money. Just admit it. Just be honest about it. Come on. Just be like, hey, they offered me a lot of money. Even though, some of these people like Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle, I'm sure they don't really need the fucking money. They're fucking rich enough, I'm sure. They offered me a lot of money, and I just accepted it. Don't try to come back and be like, oh, it's such an amazing country, because no one's buying that shit, dude. No one's buying it. You're wasting your time. And the fucking Saudi Arabia, the people who run Saudi Arabia are wasting their time trying this tourism kit. Because nobody's, like I said earlier, no one's going to want to visit this fucking place to vacation either. But anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to get my opinion out on this. I just thought it was kind of funny and just stupid and ridiculous and a whole bunch of other stupid fucking shit. Just like most of the fucking world is now. But until the next video, this is Unfiltered out. This is Unfiltered out.